Shalom everybody, hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great week. Getting ready for Shabbos. A quick thought, because Shabbos is coming so soon, that sun is setting quickly. Parshat Vayakheil. We're learning so much about the Mishkan. We've been learning about it for weeks now, and we'll continue to learn about it. And the question is, why do we spend so much time learning about the Mishkan? Right? One thought on this that we see from a lot of different Meforshim, a lot of different Torah commentators, is because the Mishkan is a reflection of the world. It's a map of creation. And it's a reflection of the universe that we live in. And we're instructed by God to build this building, to build this structure, to build this place that's made out of all these different resources and all these different elements, has all these different measurements and placements and very, very specific instructions on how to build this place through which we will connect to the divine, through which we will better understand the plan of the divine. It's an incredible thing. We're given this mitzvah, which normally is translated as commandment, but many times, as we said in the past, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity given by God to connect more deeply with God, to come closer to God, to better understand God. So here's this instruction from above, to build this structure here down below, to help us connect with God once again up above, as well as in the world around us. So here we see this plan, this very detailed laid out plan, with specific resources and different measurements, and everything's very, very much in its place. Everything has to be exact. Why? Because there's an exact divine plan. The nature that we see around us runs in accordance to very specific rules and laws and ways. And the Mishkan is a reflection of that. And when the structure is built and we enter into this Mishkan, we're intended to stand in that place and meditate on the physical structure to better understand the divine, to come closer to the divine. Back when the Mishkan and eventually the temple in Jerusalem stood, it was a place that we could walk into and stand in and reflect and meditate and come to a better understanding, a better awareness, a heightened awareness of God in this world and God's plan in this world. Now that we don't have the Mishkan, so we can meditate on the words, in the numerous words that go into the description of the Mishkan and the instructions on how to build it. Right? So it's an incredible thing, again, something that we're told to build, we build, that allows us to connect to the one that told us to build it. Right? It's a medium, it's a channel here in this world to better help us understand that through all of the world, possibly. Right? Through all the world, if we stop and we pause and we meditate on creation and on the world as we're instructed to do by the Rambam, by Maimonides. Right? If we meditate on this world, the physical world, we can come closer to an appreciation and awareness of the greatness of the divine. Right? So the Mishkan does that specifically, maybe to train us and to encourage us to look in all of the world, throughout all the world, for that same intended purpose. Right? And at the very beginning of this week's Torah portion, we're learning about Shabbos once again, in the middle of this whole greater story of the Mishkan, to teach us that all those different acts that you do to build the Mishkan, those are the same very acts that you should stop doing on Shabbat. Just like those acts are going to go into building the Mishkan that will help you to come closer to the divine and better understand the divine and have a greater awareness of the divine, those are the same acts that once every 7 days you're not going to do. You're going to rest from doing. When we learn, in the Torah that we should rest on Shabbat, and we're wondering, well, what does that mean to rest? And then we learn from the sages of the generations, that means all those things that we went into that went into the building of the Mishkan, those are the things that we're going to stop doing on Shabbat. So during the week, it's those things, through those things, that are going to help build the Mishkan. They're going to help us to bring us closer to the divine. But on Shabbos, it's those very things that we're going to stop doing. And by stop doing those things, by resting from doing those things, we're also going to have this incredible opportunity to come closer to the divine, to better understand the divine, to have a greater awareness of the divine plan. Right? So we're entering into Shabbos, learning about the Mishkan, these two ideas or entities that allow us to heighten our awareness of what's going on in this world. Right, so B'ezrat Hashem, we should be blessed to learn the words of this week's Torah portion, and all the words that we learn that go into the building of the Mishkan and the details of the Mishkan. And have an awareness that through all these details, we're coming to understand, right, what the Mishkan can come to teach us. Right, as we learn in this week's Torah portion, maybe it was last week's Torah portion, that the Mishkan was meant to be one. Right, that the Mishkan is meant to be one. And that through the Mishkan we can better sense the unity that exists, that permeates through all of creation. B'ezrat Hashem, our eyes should be open, our hearts should be open. And just like the builders of the Mishkan were called Chachmei Lev, right, those with wisdom in their heart, connecting maybe the mind and the heart together, bringing again that unity both within our own body, our own beings to better understand and perceive that unity in the world. God willing, we should see that, and from that unity bring only peace to the world, to all of Am Yisrael, to all of the world. Kulo. B'ezrat Hashem, sooner in our days. B'ezrat Hashem. Shabbat Shalom from the land of Israel. Much love and blessing. Shabbat Shalom.